Hi everyone and welcome. In the previous couple of videos we have covered so many things about Node-RED and OPC UA. Okay, how to create OPC UA server, how to create secure OPC UA server, how to create your custom namespace in the Node-RED. So all those things we have seen, and also we have covered that how to connect with Prosys OPC UA simulation server, how to read the tag of Prosys OPC UA simulation server, and how to show the value on the dashboard. Okay, but now what we want to do is we want to log the Prosys OPC UA simulation server data in the various format. Like we want to log the data in the CSV file, in MySQL database, SQLite database, or MS SQL database with the help of Node-RED. So let's see how we can do that. And in this video, we are specifically focusing on how to log your Prosys OPC UA simulation server data in the CSV file with the help of Node-RED. So here is my Prosys OPC UA simulation server, which is up and running. You can see it is running, and here is our endpoint URL, okay, which I have used in the Node-RED flow. So here is my Node-RED flow. Okay, you can see the read value node is active and the response node is active because I have provided the endpoint URL in this node. Okay, so that is why it is active. Now let's see entire flow one by one. For this 3 node, we have used one package for IoT OPC UA. So if you go to manage palette and if you search for the OPC UA, then we have used this IoT OPC UA nodes to connect with our Prosys OPC UA simulation server and to read the data from Prosys OPC UA simulation server. Okay, so you have to install this IoT OPC UA node in your Node-RED to work with this flow. And in the timestamp node, what I have done is I have added the tag here. Okay, you can see counter, random, sawtooth, sinusoid, square, and triangle. And the same tag you will find in the Prosys OPC UA simulation server. So you can navigate the object and you can see counter has a namespace of 3 and ID 1002. You can see that. For random, ID 1003. For sawtooth, ID 1004. For sinusoid, ID 1005, and 1006 for square, and 1007 for triangle. Okay, so we have specified that in the OPC UA node section in the IoT inject node, the very first node. And in the setting, we have selected the type, read type. Okay, we want to read the data, okay, from our OPC UA server. So that is why we have to select a read instead of any other option. And this part is used to continuously read the data. We will cover this part in the later of the video. Okay, but this is the setting as of now in the very first timestamp node. Okay, now this will pass the data to the read value node. So what read value node will do, read value node will read the data from this OPC UA simulation server. So if you double click, then you can see in the connector I have provided the endpoint URL of our Prosys OPC UA simulation server. You can see I have copied the endpoint URL from here and I have pasted it here. Okay, I have enabled the keep session alive. I have named it as a local demo server. In the security, I have selected the security policy none and the security mode none, and everything is as it is. I didn't change anything, and in the strategy also I didn't change anything. Okay, so that's all related to this IoT read node. And here in the attribute ID you have to select the value because we are going to read the value. Okay, we are not going to read any other data, so here you have to select a value and everything is as it is. I didn't change anything. After that, this will provide the data to this response node. So this response node will simplify my data. You can see simplify result. Okay, and in the filter I have nothing. I'm just simplifying the result and I am passing the result to this to function node. This function node is a very useful function node. It will create CSV file on a daily basis. Okay, this is the first part of this function node. It will read the response from this node and it will create a proper formatted data for CSV file. Okay, we need a proper formatted data to log into the CSV file. So this to function node will create those kind of data. And to create a daily CSV file, we need some logic. Okay, if you can see here in the CSV, send header once until message.reset. So if you are creating CSV file on a daily basis, then once your file is created, you have to send the header. Okay, so for that you have to send the message.reset first. So it will create a CSV file and it will create a column name, or you can say the header. So for that we have did some logics here. So once we start our flow, once we inject anything, it will first do the message.reset. Okay, it will first do the it will first send the message.reset as a true. So it will create a CSV file with the header, and then after, once we inject again, it will provide the data to that CSV file and it will log the data in the CSV file. Okay, and here in this debug output, you will see the message.payload, entire payload, and here you will see the file name. What will be the file name of my CSV? So if I inject it now, you can see message.reset is true. Okay, because it will compare the date. So previous date is none. Okay, if you are starting the flow for the first time, then the previous date is none. So that is why it will set as a true. Okay, and then message.file name, you can see the file name. Okay, this will be the our file name. So this is the path, and today's date.csv is my file name. We can change it as per our requirement. Okay, and the message.payload is none as of now, or undefined, because it will create a CSV file first and then it will log the data. Now if I again inject this one, then you can see message.reset it undefined, because now we don't need the message.reset until the date got changed. Okay, so this will change to undefined state, and you can see the message.file name is the same as the previous one, and here you can see the message.payload, which is in the proper format which CSV node required. Okay, so first is a timestamp. You can see this is the counter value, this is the random value, and the sawtooth, sinusoid, and so on. Okay, and this is how it will log our data in the CSV file. So all I have to do is I have to connect this to node and it will log my data in the CSV file on my desktop. Okay, so let me deploy this one. Okay, everything is clear. Now it will compare with the previous date, but the previous date is none. So it will create a file first and then it will log the data. So let me arrange this. Okay, now we will inject it here. Okay, you can see the file name is set it and the message.reset is true. So CSV understood that I have to provide the header next time. So once I inject it again, okay, it will create a file here, okay, with this data. If I open the file, you can see the timestamp. Okay, 12:41:07 AM. Counter has a 30 value, random has a 1.2, sawtooth has -1.2, sinusoid has 1.99, square has 2, and the triangle has 1.87 value. Okay, if I inject it again, then it will create again, it will add new data in the CSV file. So if I open this, then you can see new data is created. So it will create a new file every day. Okay, and it will append the data in the same file until the date got changed. Now I can set the interval. So repeat at interval of 5 seconds. Okay, and delay start is 2 seconds, delay before starting, and press on done, clear all, and Control D for deployment. Okay, so it will wait for 2 seconds, and then at every 5 seconds it will log my data in the CSV file. You can see yeah, we did one mistake. Okay, just a moment, let me disable this one. And what mistake we have done is we have started this flow again. So once we start this flow again, the previous date will become the none. Okay, so it will add the header in the CSV file. Okay, so what we have to do, once we start it, we don't have to touch it. Okay, so I have to delete this file. Now I have to enable this one, and I can deploy my flow. But if you want to overcome that situation, then instead of full deployment, you can change to modify nodes only. It will only deploy the modified flow. Okay, so right now I have the full deployment, so that is why I have to face those errors. Now I can clear all and I can deploy everything. Okay, it you can see it is active now, and it will automatically inject the data, and we will have the data on our desktop. Okay, so we don't have the previous date, so that is why it is true previously. Now it is undefined, and it will logging the data at every 5 seconds. Okay, you can see that we have data like 40, 45, 50, 55, and next will be at 4400, 4400. Okay, so every data will be logged in your CSV file every day. So this is how you can use your Node-RED to read data from any of your OPC UA server, and you can log your data in the CSV file. Okay, we can also log this data in the SQLite database, MySQL database, or MS SQL database. So everything we are going to cover in the future videos. And you can purchase this flow from our Shopify store. Okay, so this is the easy part. Okay, you have to provide the OPC UA nodes and everything, but this is the main part, to create a new file every day, to change the response to the proper format which CSV file required. Okay, and in the CSV node, you can see I have provided the columns here, separator is comma. Okay, and you can see the settings here, and in the right file I have used the message.file name. You can see the message.file name, so this path will be used in the right file node. Okay, and it will create a directory if it is not exist, so you don't have to worry about it, and it will continuously log your data in the CSV file. Okay, until you keep this flow running, and until you keep this Node-RED running. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear. Now let me stop it, and we will see the CSV file now. So here is my CSV file. You can see timestamp and our data. Okay, so it will log our data seamlessly without any problem or without any issue at every 5 seconds. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear, and if you want to buy the flow, then it will be available on our Shopify store. Also on the screen you will get a product link. You can visit our Shopify store and you can buy the Node-RED flow. Okay, so we will meet you in the next video with the MySQL data logging or SQLite data logging. And if you want to buy the Node-RED flow, then you can also directly buy it from here. You just have to click on the buy Node-RED flow. It will open our Shopify store and you can buy it from here. Okay, so I hope everything is clear, and if you still have any question or doubt or any concern related to the Node-RED flow or product purchase, then you can ping me on WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, anywhere. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye.